If you've gone through a divorce, I just need to know, does it get easier? Does it get easier? Divorce is really hard. I thought I could talk about this. I didn't realize how raw it was. Please, somebody help me. I don't know what to do. I'm a single mom doing her very best. Oh my God.
Why the do I have to go through this? And he's just fine. Like, that's not fair. He gets to go about his life, have his home, have his cars, have his financial stability, and I'm over here struggling.
What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about women who filed for divorce and are now completely regretting that decision. We're seeing women who destroyed their marriages thinking life would be better, only to discover they threw away something they can never get back. The regret is real. The loneliness is crushing, and watching their ex-husbands move on is destroying them. Let's break down.
For the first time in, oh God, a year, 2 years, I'm sitting here crying tears of joy instead of tears of sadness, tears of betrayal, tears of devastation, tears of fear of the unknown, tears of PTSD. I feel so free. Today I feel so free. And I can recognize that over the past couple weeks, as hard as they have been, and as much as I am nowhere near being on the other side of this, I have been able to do what I have wanted to do. I have been able to live my life the way that I want to live my life. I'm not compromising for anyone. I am not putting my own life and my own mental health on the line for another person. I am not practicing any codependency. And I'm just really grateful. I'm just really grateful. Guys, I'm here today to validate the fact that it is so fucking hard to go no contact with your ex. Hardest thing ever. And nobody tells you that. Or like maybe they do, but like they don't like convey how actually fucking hard it is. And everybody all over the internet these days is like, just go no contact, just go no contact. Oh my God, just go no contact. Yeah, okay, cool. Easier said than done, dude. Especially like you've been with this person for years, right? And like obviously not in every situation. Sometimes it's months, sometimes it's weeks. But like for those of us who have been with that person for years or like decades, to go from literally having your life centered around someone and you guys talk every day, you see each other every day, maybe you live together, your lives are so intertwined, and all of a sudden you are just supposed to like cut contact with that person like they haven't been your literal everything, your partner for however long, and now they're just supposed to be what? A stranger, a person who doesn't exist anymore in your world. And then to make matters worse, they're gonna make it really fucking hard for you, right? Like, and if that person's a narcissist, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They know what to say to reel you back in. They'll try to hover you. They'll try to let you know how much they love you and they miss you and how wonderful you are. And oh my God, it's all their fault. And like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And before you know it, you're roped right back in and you're like, they've changed. No, Susan, I'm telling you, they've changed. And then in a lot of circumstances, maybe you're co-parenting with them and you can't really go fully no contact, right? Or maybe you are initiating a divorce And you can't really go no contact because guess what? You've got to fucking get a divorce with this person. And most of us try to be amicable, right? Like that, I feel like it's better, but it's, you know, it's not always plausible, but like, because you're trying to be amicable, you're still in contact with that person and you're being nice to them and civil to them. And so you're still in contact. And if you go no contact, all of a sudden not amicable anymore, that's for fucking sure. Yeah. So just here to tell you, not easy, very difficult. I know you just got to rip the fucking Band-Aid off, but if you're still trauma bonded, it hurts. Ripping that Band-Aid off is the most painful thing you will ever do, and I just want to validate that today.
All right, hold on, because the way she's talking like she just returned from a war zone instead of leaving a relationship with a dude who probably can't even name 5 vegetables is crazy. She's sitting there like, for the first time in 2 years, I'm crying tears of joy. Girl, those are dehydration tears. You've been crying since the relationship started. And please, I feel so free. Yeah, because you finally stopped replying to someone whose biggest emotional skill was saying WYD at 2 a.m., talking about it's hard to go no contact. Of course it is. You made that man your whole identity. You were out here building a home, family, future. Meanwhile, he was building a Snapchat streak with another woman.
So today is my birthday. I am officially 36 years old, and in the last year, so many things have happened in my life. And I wanted to take the time today to talk about what those things were and what I've learned. I've learned that I'm a strong ass bitch. That's for sure. If you had asked me after I separated from my husband about 21 months ago, if you had asked me like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after that happened, if I would ever be okay again, I would have told you point blank, no, I'll never be okay again. The truth is, I'm okay. I'm more than okay. And I'm so much better than I was with him. I learned that I'm lovable, that people love me. People want to be around me. People want to hear what I have to say. People respect me. That a lot of the things that my ex-husband said to me about myself were projections of the way he felt about himself. And it never had anything to do with me. I solo backpacked through Southeast Asia by my damn self last year. That was some cool ass shit. And what I learned there is that I can do things by myself. I don't need a partner. I don't need a man. I learned that I became someone else for someone for a very long time, and that I'm not exactly the person who I thought I was with him. I'm not as introverted as I thought I was. I don't hate people the way I thought I did. I wasn't scared of the world like I thought I was. I learned that I can get in a surfing accident across the world by myself, almost drown, end up with multiple lacerations to my face, and I still don't need a fucking man. I learned that I can fall in love again. I learned that the length of time you know someone for doesn't mean a fucking thing. I had friends that I'd known since I was born who never reached out once after my separation. And then I had friends that I had known for months who were my absolute ride or dies last year. Time doesn't mean a fucking thing. I learned that my separation and my divorce and what I went through with my abusive ex has made me a better person. Unequivocally, it has made me a better person. And yet, I would not wish it on anyone. And I wish to God that I had never gone through it because it almost killed me. But I have learned that I can be so much happier and healthier on the other side of everything bad that's ever happened to me. That I am the type of person to make the absolute best of every fucked up situation that the universe puts me in. Without a doubt. I am the strongest motherfucker out there. And you know what? I am so fucking proud of myself for that. Because that doesn't come from anywhere but from within.
She spent 5 minutes talking like she discovered life when really she just got divorced and took a vacation. Every time she says, "I don't need a man," she sounds like she's trying to convince herself more than anyone else. It's not deep. It's just coping with a lot of dramatic storytelling.
I decided today would be a fun day to tell you guys about a date that I went on 2 summers ago, with a guy that I met on Facebook dating, which, number one, don't do that. Facebook dating is like the weirdest dating app of all time ever. But anyway, I met this guy on Facebook dating. He was quite a bit younger than me, very hot, of course. And we exchanged numbers and we started FaceTiming. The FaceTimes were good. I thought he was attractive. He looked like his photos, thank God. And we chatted, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 8 times over FaceTime before we decided to meet. So one night I'm out with my cousins in Denver and he tells me he's out at a club with his friends. It's his birthday. They've got bottle service, blah, blah, blah. So I decide to meet him for the first time, which, like, in hindsight, was not the best environment in which to meet a date off of an app for the first time. Hindsight's 2020. So anyway, I meet this guy at the club. We hang out for a little bit. He's kind of drunk. We end up going home together. He comes over to my house because I'm sober and driving. And the next day he's going to a water park near my house, which that'll just tell you that he was maybe a little bit too young for me. Anyway, he comes over, we get ready for bed, we go to bed, and we hook up. And then at some point after that, I get up and I get like a glass of water or something. So I'm not in my bedroom at that moment. I walk back into my bedroom and this man is on the phone. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, probably. And he has the phone up to his ear and very clearly is like trying to turn the volume down, but I can very obviously hear that it's a girl on the other line. And he's kind of giving her like one-word answers, but he's like fully on the phone with her, you know. It's not like he like hung up as soon as I walked in the room. He is on a phone call with this woman. So a couple minutes later, he ends the phone call. I hear her say, "Happy birthday," or something of that nature. He says, "Thank you." She says, "I love you." He goes, "Love you too. Good night," right? So I look at him and I go, "Did you just take a phone call with another woman in my bed after we hooked up?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, but it's not what you think. She's just a homie from home. She's like a really close friend. She's like my sister. She's just calling because it was my birthday, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, I'm not an idiot, right? But I'm like, this isn't my problem. I'm never going to speak to this guy again after tonight. Like, I had already decided that he was not my cup of tea. And, you know, the next day we wake up, I drop him off at the fucking water park. And, you know, he texts me for a while and I eventually stop answering and I go on with my life. Well, about 2 weeks later, I get a follow request on Instagram from a really pretty girl. The only person we have in common is this guy. Like, she doesn't even live here. She lives in his hometown. You can like see it on her bio or whatever. And it literally says, you know, followed by blah, 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 this guy. And of course I don't accept it. But how much you want to bet that was his girlfriend? and she found out about me somehow. But just the absolute audacity of taking a phone call from your girlfriend while in another woman's bed after sleeping with her. Like, I can't even fathom, like, where do men get the audacity?
She told the whole story like it was a Netflix thriller, when in reality, she just hooked up with a dude who still had a girlfriend and then acted shocked. Like, girl, you met him on Facebook dating at a club on his birthday while he was on his way to a water park. That wasn't a red flag. That was a whole fireworks show. She's over here asking, where do men get the audacity? Ma'am, the same place you got the idea that a drunk 22-year-old with bottle service was so...
I'm a single mom of a 2.5-year-old. I've been split up from my ex for about 10 months now. I still get hit hard sometimes with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Like, I took him to the park and we were playing alone for a long time, and he was saying cute things, funny things, and I was texting my mom and my sister and, telling them what he said, and then another family comes, and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny, and they both laugh and look at each other and, like, talk about it. And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing. Because I grieve that life.
Divorce is really hard. I thought I could talk about this. I didn't realize how raw it was. And I did not expect having a New York City office that I'm commuting into to stir up all of these feelings. I thought I was so past this. I moved out 2 years ago. And I'm not. I had a whole wall in our house of, like, family portraits. And not in, like, a corny, horrible way, like in a cool way. Like, I had great pictures. And, I only kept the ones of my son, right? And this is one of them. And it's, wait, let me give you a better version. My son, when he was 8, probably, and we were decorating for Christmas, and I remember how lonely I would feel every Christmas. But then I look at this picture, I'm like, oh, that was our mirror. And I remember when we bought it.
My kids off to my ex-husband. He's literally the biggest asshole. Like, the fact that he still has friends, or the people that we were friends with are still in his life, blows my mind, because I'm like, how could you guys be friends with someone who's literally such a asshole? And my kids are crying. I cannot wait until they get to an age where they can decide who they want to be around or not be around. I don't know what his deal is right now. He's just been literally the biggest a-hole to me. He owes me a bunch of money from half of activities and school stuff, and so I don't know if that's what his deal is. I'm always like, bro, your alimony ends in a couple months, get over it. I don't know what your problem is, but I just definitely not what I saw on my bingo card. My divorce bingo card was not being able to co-parent with my ex-husband.
This woman is calling her ex-husband the biggest asshole while simultaneously admitting he owes her money, pays her alimony, and she can't wait until the kids are old enough to choose not to see their father. She's the problem here, not him. I can't wait until they get to an age where they can decide who they want to be around. You're literally poisoning your children against their father and recording yourself doing it. That's parental alienation, and it's disgusting. She destroyed the marriage. took his money through alimony, and now she's mad that he's not being nice to her. Girl, you can't divorce someone, take their money, and then expect them to be your best friend.
Even though I don't want to be with him anymore, there is a part of me that wants him to still want to be with me. And when I kind of think about like what gets me upset, or why am I so sad about certain things, you know, of him wanting to also go through the divorce, you know, if I don't want to be with him. My problem is not that I don't value myself, or I don't have self-love. I think if I didn't, I would continue to be in this relationship. And I feel like this found awareness of myself and the self-love has brought me to this point of wanting to get the divorce and move on and find someone, or many someones, that fulfill me, more.
Sound like that man about to be free, and you can go out to the streets and find those many someones you want to find.
I feel like he has moved on, and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks. I am honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. That's like the weirdest thing about grief, is like, didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane, like it's here again, you know? It's, the tsunami is back. Like, it's just so hard, and like I'm frustrated because I, got, my whole world got disheveled, and I feel like he has moved on and he is healed.
Why do women regret leaving this type of guy? I'm about to tell you in this video. First off, it took them a while to commit to begin with. Then when they finally do commit and they're settled and they're in a relationship, and a woman decides to either end the relationship, they cheat, or they do something that betrays this type of man's trust. Essentially, when you hurt this type of guy. Ladies, there is no coming back from that. It's almost an impossibility. And the thing is, women will come back because this type of guy is rare. There aren't many like him. And if he's in your life, he's probably an asset. So hold on to him, cherish him, and try hard not to betray this man's trust. Because once he's gone for good.
Say what y'all want. I'm telling you, single moms have it the worst. Single moms have it the freaking worst. When it comes to taking care of your kid and making sure they good, you are the first point of contact. Everything relies on you. If you get upset, don't be so upset at your kids. Why? Everybody wanting to come at your throat about how you treat your kids when you upset, but you got to deal with everything. You have to be the person that they have to rely on when they mess up.
Okay, the kids left to go with their dad, and the minute you get them in the car, this is divorce co-parenting for you, the minute you get them in their dad's car, and you're like, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that, don't forget your stuff for soccer tomorrow, the shin guards are in here, the water bottle's here, and you come in the house and you shut the door behind you, and it's like, there's no noise, there's just stuff left out from them, and it's depressing. So you have to smack yourself in the face a little bit and be like, okay, now, what do you want to do? What do you want to do today besides miss your kids?
This woman is sitting in her house, crying about how quiet and depressing it is after her kids leave, but she's the one who chose divorce. This is exactly what you signed up for when you destroyed your family. It's depressing, yeah. That's what happens when you break up a stable home. You get half the time with your kids instead of a full family. You chose this over working on your marriage. Now she's sitting there trying to figure out what to do besides miss her kids, when she could have had them there full time if she hadn't filed for divorce. The regret is obvious, but it's too late now.
If you don't know, I left my husband a year ago, and I've been wanting to come on here and give a life update of a year from now and what my life looks like. And I've been hoping that I would be able to come on here and tell you guys that life is just great. But it's not. It's still really hard. I wanted to have my more together. I know that this isn't the truth, but I just feel like I'm failing so much as a mom. I know that that's not the truth, you know? But life is so f***ing hard. I just got to spend 11 and a half hours with my baby, and it was just the most sweetest time. I hate that I feel this way, but I miss my mom so much. I miss my baby. Life is not where I want it to be a year later.
Please, somebody help me. I don't know what to do. I'm a single mom doing her very best. Oh my God. I'm 655 days sober. I had to give my daughter up to her dad because I was so poor, so chronically poor. I quit OF in November because that does not align with me and it does not let me have the dignity that I deserve. I've been cleaning houses freelance for the last couple weeks to make money. My car was impounded by the police yesterday. So you know there's a ton of other errands you have to do to take care of everything before you can get the vehicle, which if it's there just a couple more days, it'll be over $1,000 that I owe. That doesn't include the fees to the police. And then just now, my ex-husband's lawyer just called saying that there's a hearing for custody of my daughter. And I don't know what any of it means. Please, someone help me.
And that's the harsh reality of divorce regret. Women who threw away their marriages discovering way too late that the grass wasn't greener on the other side. From 69-year-old women desperately seeking validation on dating apps to mothers crying in empty houses after their kids go to their dads, the consequences are brutal and permanent. What stands out in every single situation is how these women genuinely thought they'd be happier after divorce. They believed the lies about finding themselves, living their best lives, and upgrading to better men. Instead, they got loneliness, regret, and the devastating realization that they destroyed something they can never rebuild. The 36-year-old trying to convince herself she's a strong-ass bitch while admitting the divorce almost killed her. The mother who can't co-parent because she's too busy poisoning her kids against their father. The senior citizen making bikini videos while crying about feeling loved by family. These are all women facing the same truth. They made a terrible mistake. To the married women watching this, pay attention to these stories. That boring, stable husband who works hard and shows up every day might not give you butterflies, but he's giving you something infinitely more valuable: a family, a partner, and a life you'll miss desperately if you throw it away. And to the men, these videos are proof that many women who initiate divorce end up regretting it. But by the time they realize their mistake, you've already moved on to someone who actually appreciates you. Don't ever take back someone who didn't value you when they had you.